Hi, my name is Gary from ATVTracks.net. This is my partner Kevin. We are the track guys. We basically started the track business in 2004. We know more about tracks than anybody in the world, and we challenge anybody to challenge us. Basically, right now what we're going to do is we ride every weekend. We ride sometimes in 30, 40, 50 miles. We have to ride out 30, 40, 50 miles. As you can see, I can't walk 30 miles, so I have to do a few maintenance programs here, before we go on any trip. The first thing I want to say is that most of the failure rates that we have less than 0.5%. We sell 500 to 600 sets per year. We have 5 sets a year we have a problem with. Most of those are because they're 2 or 3 years old and they haven't been checked to see if there is some vibration that causes some bolts to come loose. What I recommend personally, there's only 3 things that cause problems with failure out in the woods. The first thing I check is the hub bolt. This is the most important part. This is the hub bolt on top. This holds your hub to your axle on the vehicle. Once a year, you're going to actually look inside here, make sure there's some metal shavings or dry grease. If it looks good, put a little grease in there, put the cap back on. This bolt here is torqued to 94 pounds. Doesn't matter if it's an ATV or UTV, it's torqued to 94 pounds. I recommend once a year that you set your torque wrench to 80 pounds and torque it. If it does not move, then leave it alone. If it moves, you have to pull it out, pull the bolt out, grind the threads, make sure they're really clean. Go inside the hub there, clean it with carburetor cleaner, blow it out with air, put liberal red Loctite, put it back in, torque to 94 pounds, and let it sit for 5 hours. That's only if it moves. We do not want to make it move. If it moves, you broke the Loctite, okay? That's very important. That this is a hub failure. You're going to have the spindle fall off and life's not going to be good.
The next thing you want to check are your bogey wheel bearings. If you're using it in a 4-season application, other than just snow, check it every 20 hours is Camoplast's recommendation. Pull the cap off, inspect it, see if there's any rust. If there's rust in there, clean the rust with a small wire brush and put some liberal grease in there and put the cap back on. The grease will help protect your bearings. Even though they're a steel bearing, nothing's impenetrable. You also, if you're only using it in a snow application, check it every 100 hours, and when you take them off for the summer, lay the tracks on their side so the water drains out. Different areas have different environmental conditions. We see a lot of people on the East Coast have a lot of issues with rust. Here on the West Coast, not so much. Next question most people happen to have is how to adjust track tension, or how to test for track tension. Camoplast recommends a Gates belt tensioning tool, and it measures deflection. However, the problem that we feel with that is that depending on temperatures, your deflection measurement could vary. So what we do for a quick, easy check is to grab the track, and if it moves back and forth with resistance, then that is a properly tight track. You should not be able to lift it up off the drive gear, but you should be able to push back and forth with resistance. Now, if you're able to lift it up off the drive gear, you need to tighten it. If you're not able to move it back and forth with some serious force, then you're probably too tight. But it's always better to decide on slightly tight than too loose, because you can suffer derailment.